It'll come out the back of the end zone. It'll be 1st and 10 for the Bearcats, starting at their own 25-yard line. 1st and 10. Mark Jones alongside Roddy Jones. Quint Kesnick, heard from him down in the field a moment ago. When you look at the backdrop for this game, a couple of second-year coaches who in their first year did not enjoy a lot of success. They turned it around this year, right now on the cusp of having a leg up on a Big 12 championship game appearance.
Yeah, and Colorado can stay alive in the race to the win. Cincinnati now controls its own destiny with that Texas Tech loss earlier today. And these are two teams that have drastically changed their fortunes in a year.
Sorsky over the middle, incomplete. Intended for Xavier Henderson, the team's leading receiver. It'll be 2nd down and 10. And Roddy, one of the questions coming into the ball game tonight will be, how does that Bearcat offensive line deal with a defense that leads the Big 12 in sacks?
And Brendan Sorsby has been one of the best quarterbacks in the Big 12. He's going to be a big part of that. His movement in the pocket, his ability to run in the quarterback run game, are going to help keep that defense off balance.
Corey Kiner is their leading rusher. There's a flag down on the play. He was met in the middle by Levante Bentley, who gave his teammates a spirited pregame pep talk. And we have a Bearcat offensive lineman injured on the play. Looks like it's Luke Kandra. Being attended to by the Cincinnati
Legal
staff.
formation. Offense. More than 5 players in the backfield.
Penalty's going to go against Cincinnati for an illegal formation. Let's take another look at the play. 5 players in the backfield.
Now Luke Kandra is the right guard.
Legal formation. More than 5 players in the backfield. Penalty is declined. 3rd down.
The hit by Levante Bentley sets a tone, but Luke Kandra is probably this Cincinnati's team best offensive lineman. 2nd team All-American a year ago. It's good to see him walking off. Captain, a guy that transferred over from Louisville when Scott Satterfield got the job at Cincinnati. He is one of the heartbeats of this offensive line and this offense. A guy who went out to midfield to take the coin toss. Good to see him walking off. They'll hope to have him back sooner rather than later.
Both these teams have been heavily invested in the transfer portal. You mentioned Kandra coming over from Louisville with Coach Scott Satterfield. 27 players out of the portal for the Bearcats this year. Last season 3-9. This year they've already eclipsed last year's win total. Swirsky incomplete. Good coverage against Xavier Hendry. DJ McKinney knocked it down. It'll be 4th down on a quick and brief 3-and-out.
Saw what makes this Colorado defense so difficult. The ability to get open or their ability to play man coverage and the inability to get open. DJ McKinney is all over Xavier Henderson, who's the leading receiver for this team. But they've got so many good cover corners. They had the luxury of putting Travis Hunter on Joe Royer, the tight end.
Wow.
And letting other guys take the outside receivers.
Mason Fletcher standing at his own 10-yard line for the Bearcats. Jimmy Horn is back deep for Colorado at his own 30. And a high booming spiral comes down to the 23 to Horn. Got around the edge, had that little hezzy move, and runs out of bounds just shy of the 40-yard line. A 52-yard punt, 15 yards on the return, and that's where Shedeur Sanders will take over the reins of this Buffalo offense. A look at his brilliant statistics on the season, averaging, well, he's completing almost 70% of his passes, a little over 70%. Sanders got off to a very quick start last week, aided by the fact that Arizona attempted an onside kick that was unsuccessful. 1st and 10, Isaiah Augustov in the backfield. They're going to try and run the ball in a healthy 5-yard gain on the play. Golday and Bartlett making the tackle. Well, speaking of health, all eyes on 12 tonight. Travis Hunter who takes a ton of snaps, over 100 snaps per game on average. Missed the second half of last week's game, back on the field to start this one. Gustav, his forward progress is going to be marked at about the 44-yard line, leaving a short 3rd down and 2. Roddy, how important that they established a running game like they have in the first 2 plays?
Well, I think it's incredibly important for the balance. It's going to make Cincinnati bring more bodies into the box, which gives this excellent group of receivers more room to operate. The fact that they've been able to run the ball successfully in the first 2 plays bodes well for them.
Horn in motion. Sanders going to keep it, takes a hit, but picks up the first down. Brought down by Golday. Out of Conway, Arkansas, where he played at Central Arkansas. Another one of those important portal players for Scott Satterfield, and it's a first down for Colorado.
We're not going to see a ton of Shedeur Sanders running likely today. Sort of a begrudging runner, but effective there.
They keep it on the ground again. Nice gain between the tackles. Gustav picked up about 7. Got a nice block up front by Jordan Seaton. And so far, so good, Roddy, with respect to the center quarterback exchange with Hank Zelinkas and Shedeur Sanders.
Had some trouble with that in the past. Had some trouble with it last week.
Sanders looking to pass. Got sacked back at the 41-yard line. Took a big hit by Jared Bartlett. It's almost like he didn't see him coming.
I think he just waited too long. He had too much faith in the receiving core. Not all sacks are on the offensive line. Sometimes you got to bail on it. He's got plenty of time to look, and then throw the ball away. But he keeps waiting, keeps holding on to the football, and obviously takes the sack, hoping and trusting that his receiver would come uncovered.
Colorado's offensive line only gave up 1 sack a week ago against Arizona. 3rd and 13, gets it out quick to Horn on the edge. Jimmy Horn down the sidelines, smoking it into the end zone. He pieced out on the way to the end zone.
And because of the peace sign, that's a flag. And I believe this will not be a touchdown. I think they're going to take this. We've got Matt Austin, our rules expert. But taunting when you're going into the end zone, let's bring in Matt Austin and ask him. I mean, he gave the Tyreek Hill peace sign. What's going to be the ruling here, Matt?
Well, if they determine that is a taunt, then that is considered a live ball foul. They'll throw it at the spot, and they'll take away the touchdown and mark off 15.
I don't think there's any question if that's a taunt.
During the run, unsportsmanlike conduct. Number 5 of the offense. 15 yards from the spot of the foul. Number 5's first unsportsmanlike of the game. The unsportsmanlike was for taunting.
Welcome everyone under the lights at Folsom Field in Boulder, Colorado, where the Colorado Buffaloes got the ball just a few moments ago. I'm Mark Jones alongside Roddy Jones, Quint Kesenick. Jimmy Horn just caught this pass, was running into the end zone, shot up the deuces at the defender, and was hit with an unsportsmanlike conduct penalty, which nullifies the touchdown and brings it out to the 25-yard line.
It's been a frustrating run for Jimmy Horn, who had not had the explosive game, the explosive play. It's plays that we expect from him. Got loose on a 3rd and long. And he's just excited, showed the speed, and look, he kind of looked like Tyreek Hill going down the sideline. But you can't chuck the deuces anymore.
I don't know that anybody that's played collegiate sports, like you and I both have, do you like that rule?
In that scenario, I don't. I don't like that you take it off. But it's a rule, and obviously you don't want the taunting that can escalate down the line. I think that's harmless, but you're trying to prevent what it could escalate into.
Nice run off tackle. That's Dallin Hayden. Got a good block up front. Colorado has established the running game already. This is the play we're referring to a moment ago. Horn got around the edge, and he showed Cincinnati his shoe bottoms and the deuces. And Coach Sanders talked to him afterwards about what he did, seemingly affirming him, but also saying you can't do that.
Yeah.
Just a guess.
I mean, it's a guy that used to hot step in the end zone, so he knows a thing or two about showboating while going to score.
You already know. A nice run by Hayden. Coach Prime used to put his hand on the back of his head and high step.
Kicked him legs up, the ball, holding it like a loaf of bread.
Hey, man, I always say don't play sports if you don't want to get your feelings hurt, right?
Look,
if you're on the wrong end of that, you just got to stop the guy.
Got to be. And look, that plays into what Coach Prime and this offensive staff, Pat Shurmur as the offensive coordinator, want to do. They want to get their guys the ball in space.
Shedeur Sanders has time. Places a perfect pass inside the 5 to Wester. It'll be 1st and goal, Buffaloes. What a dime drop by Shedeur Sanders.
And we'll show this a little bit later in the game, but this is a throw that he makes going back to warm-ups. It's one of the most extensive warm-up processes that I've seen in the country, and that ball is perfectly placed right on the sideline for LeJontay Wester to get not only 1 but 2 feet in bounds, it looked like.
The ruling on the field of a completed pass is under further review.
Well, it looks like we're going to get a review.
Yeah, they're going to take another look at this, like all plays are reviewable. But he dropped that in right where it had to go to LeJontay Wester, who caught that Hail Mary pass right near that spot in that game against Baylor several weeks ago.
But I don't think there's any question that right foot is in bounds. The question is, does he have firm control and survive the ground with the football? We can't see it from there.
It'll be a 12-yard pickup if it stands. Wester has really come on of late for Colorado. Had 127 yards receiving last week on the road in Tucson. Let's bring in Matt Austin, our rules analyst. Matt, what is the final determination here and the criteria for a complete catch?
Well, I think you guys are all over it. You have to have firm control. You have to get a body part down inbounds. And if you go to the ground, you have to maintain possession. I haven't seen anything on any of the replays that would show me that he lost possession at all. The ball might have scraped on the ground a little bit, but I think he had hands under it, and I never saw the ball separate from his hands. So I think this call will stand.
There's certainly not enough. I agree, Matt. There's certainly not enough to overturn it based on what we've seen. There was a shot at the very end where he's laying on the football from that low shot where it looks like the ball might have been dislodged, but you certainly haven't seen anything definitive.
After further review, the ruling on the field stands. First down, CU.
There it is, 1st and goal for Colorado. Wester with the 12-yard completion. This is Colorado's first possession of the football game. Cincinnati won the toss, elected to take the football first, and subsequent to a quick 3 and out, Colorado now looking at 1st and goal. Hayden in the backfield. On the jet sweep. Horn dragged down at about the 3-yard line by Canteen. Derek Canteen, the starting strong safety, will make it 2nd down and goal. No gain on the play.
Trying to give Jimmy Horn that touchdown that he had took off the board himself. Couldn't quite turn the corner. Derek Canteen with a good play. A guy who got to Cincinnati in the offseason has already been voted a captain.
On 2nd and goal, Sanders. Touchdown! 12 in the building.
Well, Travis Hunter gets wide open from the beginning, and then it's just about Shedeur Sanders waiting for him to clear into a window where he can get him the football, but the quickness off the line and then the protection to allow Shedeur to find that little window got him the touchdown.
Shedeur Sanders has implored his teammates to get off to a fast start That's exactly what they've done on this very impressive drive, capped by, well, he's head over heels about Boulder right now, and the feeling is mutual.
Arc and landed on the field of play. Coach Prime stepping in and saying, that's not us. That's not how we handle ourselves. We need to be better.
And he finished off by saying, I love you. And a big-time hit on that kickoff return by Wilson at the 28-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10 from there. Colorado Buffaloes playing their most important game since 2016 and bringing some smoke here.
This is second time we've seen Colorado with a really big physical hit. Vontae Bentley had one on the first Cincinnati possession, and
Gant there. Wilson jumped up quickly, though.
yeah, I'm good.
Never hurt me. 1st and 10, second series of the ball game for Brendan Sorsby. Transfer quarterback from Indiana. Pass batted down and incomplete. Dangerously falling harmlessly at the 35. Let's take a look at what's at stake for the Colorado Buffaloes. A win tonight for Coach Sanders and the Buffaloes, and they become bowl eligible. Think about it, folks. Only 4 wins last year, only 1 singular win 2 years ago before he came on campus. An incredible metamorphosis by Deion Sanders. Kiner absorbed the hit and picked up the first down. Meanwhile, Scott Satterfield, also in his second year on the sidelines at Cincinnati. Folks, his team only won 3 games a season ago. Right now sitting at 5-2, already eclipsing last year's win total. He's done a fantastic job on the sidelines for the Bearcats. Former Louisville head coach, a win for them tonight, and they're right in contention for the Big 12 title. 10-yard gain and a first down. Sorsby out of the backfield, wide open to Pryor, on the loose and pushed out of bounds at about the 24-yard line by Shiloh Sanders. Appeared to be some kind of busted coverage that led to a 40-yard pickup.
Well, there was a lot of confusion for Colorado in the secondary, a lot of communication happening. And then as soon as the ball is snapped, Evan Pryor, watch right here, all of the talking and confusion that's happening. Cameron Summan Craig trying to communicate to Preston Hodge. Well, nobody takes the back, and it's a big gain for Cincinnati.
Sorsby looking to run. He's done well running the football all year long, and he's going to be pushed out of bounds at about the 22-yard line by Silman Craig. Cincinnati moving with the pass primarily, and Colorado doing it on the ground.
Yeah, the fact that Colorado has run the ball 7 times out of 11 plays, and successfully.
Yes.
If you take away the sack, the running backs had 25 yards on those 5 carries. That's excellent for this crew if they're able to do that, because we know they're going to be able to throw the ball.
Coach Shermer has been able to execute his game plan so far. The offensive coordinator for the Buffaloes. We have a flag down on the field.
False start. Offense, number 53. 5-yard penalty. Second down.
Gavin Gerhardt, the center, the culprit. They'll move it back 5 yards to the 27-yard line.
As a follow-up to the Luke Kandra injury, the right guard, he is back in. You can see him in the screen. His head peeking out in that huddle. Good to see him back on the field. And Colorado probably is their best lineman for Cincinnati up front.
Pryor in the backfield. Sorsby with a clean pocket to his tight end, Royer. Royer, a huge mismatch problem for most teams inside the 10-yard line. It'll be first and goal for the Bearcats. A 12-yard pickup.
This is a pretty in vogue play now. Just a tight end delay up the middle. especially for a team that plays a lot of man-to-man coverage. The tight end kind of hangs out, looks like he's going to pass block, and then leaks out late. Good protection, and it feels like Scott Satterfield's starting to get a rhythm for what this Colorado defense is doing and finding matchups with the tight end and the running back against that man coverage.
On the jet sweep, Jackson brought down, and we have a flag down. That might be a horse collar flag. Arden Walker making the tackle, number 53 right there, and nose of the ball spotted at the 6-yard line.
There's a bit of a kind of had the face mask for a half second, and then he did have the shoulder pad.
There was no foul in the play. Second down.
That's some good officiating right there.
It is. And the action of the runner made it look like it was a horse collar. But clearly they had the shoulder, pulled it down, they come together, they talk about it. What did you see? What did I see? And they come up with the correct call.
Hey, man, I love the guys in the striped shirts.
I do too.
Second and goal. Trips left formation. Johnson in motion, now comes back. Sorsby into the end zone. Touchdown, Cincinnati. Johnson with the catch. Sorsby with a wonderful response after Colorado's scoring drive. And they're an extra point away from tying this game for Sorsby. It's his 14th touchdown pass of the season. And for Johnson, his 4th touchdown catch. We're tied at 7. Something you'd pretty much expect for a couple of 5-2 teams. The motion man ended up making the catch, letting everybody know he's got it under control. This last play, Roddy.
Yeah, and it's a great design. You're going to get Tony Johnson coming out after 2 slants, and Shiloh Sanders right here has to get through all the trash, but Tony Johnson turns it up, and that's a little bit of a different look. Oftentimes you see that guy going to the pylon, he fades it up the sideline. Shiloh's got to work underneath both of those defenders and then try and get to it. It's a great play design. I feel like Scott Satterfield really did a great job of testing the man coverage on that drive.
This is going to come down to Jimmy Horn. Found a crease, still on his feet. A nice return by Horn onto the 28, but there's a flag down on the far side of the field.
Colorado at the 28-yard line.
During the return, hold it. Number 26 in the return team. Half distance to the goal, first down. Immediate timeout.
All right, thanks a lot, Kevin and Trevor. They run it into the boundary that time, Colorado does, on 1st down and 10 after the penalty on the kickoff. A 3-yard gain by Gustav. Boy, you talk about a couple of teams that are mirror images of each other in a lot of different ways. 2nd down and 7 coming up. Sanders pulls it out on the RPO. Hits Horn. Coming back the other way, looking to pick up a block. Found an alley. And brought down to the 30 by Josh Minkins. Man, he was just starting to hit his stride, Roddy.
It feels like Jimmy Horn has found some mojo tonight.
Yeah.
I mean, after that long run that got called back because of the taunting, you try and go completely reverse field, and he almost got out of there. He's feeling it.
First and 10. Sanders with time, gets it out, checks it down. Gustav tackled at about the 31-yard line by Derek Canteen. His second stop of the ball game, a 2-yard gain on the play. Sanders last week threw for 250 yards, a couple of touchdown passes. Travis Hunter on the field, split wide to the top of your screen. Remember last week against Arizona, he played the first half but sat out the second half. Sanders delivers, complete. Hunter pushed out of bounds at about the 40, but enough to pick up another Colorado first down. Let's take a little inventory in the Big 12 Conference after that 10-yard pickup. BYU undefeated, 5-0, 8-0 overall. Cincinnati and Colorado right in the middle of the mix. Gustav stopped up right near the line of scrimmage. Eric Phillips making the tackle on the play. Pretty good for a couple of teams, Roddy, that were not even thought to be contenders by a lot of the prognosticators at the start of the year.
Both of them picked outside of the top 10. And the big happening today is Texas Tech falling to TCU.
Yes.
They're now 3-2 in the league, opening up the path for Cincinnati. If they win out, they're in the Big 12 championship game.
Wow. Shedeur Sanders now 8 of 8 passing after that completion. Out to the 41-yard line. That's Wester. Thompson making the tackle on the 1-yard gain. Roddy, these short passes, how much does that complement, or does it just act as their running game sometimes?
I think it does. You know, they're almost 100% completion percentage passes, making Cincinnati run sideline to sideline. But you're doing it with players who are dangerous in space and forcing these Cincinnati defenders a lot of times to make one-on-one tackles in the open field.
3rd down and 8. Got to get to the 49. Underneath Horn. Got a good block. Turned the corner and stepped out of bounds with enough for the first down. Travis Hunter got in the way just enough on the 9-yard pickup for the first down.
I mean, it's just a heady play. He knows that he can't blindside the guy, but you get shoulder to shoulder, little nudge. It's all that you need to spring Jimmy Horn for the first down.
3 receivers to the bottom of your screen. Hunter to the top on 1st and 10. Hayden in the backfield. On the play fake, complete over the middle. It's Hunter again. There's a flag down, though. Let's see if this stands or not. There's a flag back at the 45-yard line.
Personal foul. Roughing the passer. Number 97 to the defense. 15 yards. Added on the end of the play. First down.
Well, they go with the RPO to throw the slant behind the boundary safety, and you could just see it at the end. Eric Phillips with sort of a hand to the head of Shedeur Sanders.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't like that as a roughing the passer. I understand that you can't hit the quarterback high. I didn't feel like he got enough of him there to warrant the flag.
On the run, this is Hayden. Hayden's going to pick up about 5 yards. Brian Sims, the third, making the stop. Here's next week's featured 3:30 games. The annual world's largest party is on ABC. Florida number 2, Georgia and Jacksonville. And then number 10, Iowa State hosts Texas Tech, who lost today in Ames on ESPN.
We can't talk about the spirited nature of the party anymore.
The libation on the run into the boundary. Hayden weaving his way through rush hour traffic. Down inside the 10, picked up 5. Josh Minkins making the stop on the play. And 3rd down again for Colorado. Sanders is 10 of 10 passing for 116 yards. Hunter split to the top of your screen. On the toss, Hayden turns the corner. He's going to be stopped up about a yard shy. It'll be 4th down and 1. Jared Bartlett surged in to make the tackle. The fifth-year senior from Miami. And West Virginia transfer, making it 4th and 1, an interesting decision. What do you do here, Roddy?
I think Colorado's going to be aggressive, and I wouldn't be surprised. If they tried to throw it.
They keep it on the ground. Hayden, it's going to be close. Let's see where they spot this. There's a flag down. Trying to move big Dante Corleone for Cincinnati is a daunting task throughout the course of the night.
Illegal substitution. On the defense, 12 players on the field and the ball is snapped. After this is the goal. Result for the first down.
And get a chance to finish the thought on throwing the ball. They struggled at times on 4th and 1s running it this year, but the tempo was able to get Cincinnati.
Look at Dante Corleone, Roddy, the guy I was talking about a moment ago. 320 pounds of stout defender.
And about 50 of them are in them calves.
Those are lower thighs. Shedeur Sanders. Oh, what a move. Oh, he hit him with the sauce. Touchdown.
Previous play is under review. Make sure the ball is snapped before the period expired.
Oh, wow.
Oh. They're going to see if they got the playoff in time before the end of the quarter. Well, here we go again. That's awfully close.
We're going to have to slow-mo this thing.
You need to go down to tenths of a second on this.
I think he got it off. Yeah, he got it off. Barely.
Got it off in time. If they had tenths of a second on there, Matt Austin, our rules analyst, your thoughts on this?
Mark, I agree with you and Roddy. I do think that hand was just starting moving the ball when it was still showing a 1. So I think this play will stand.
Mark, you said it. If we had tenths of a second like in hoops, then we could absolutely see it. But when it says 1, it's actually 0.9, 0.8, 0.7, 0.6 all the way down. Because when it hits 0, time's gone. They're going to have to slow it down frame by frame like we did.
After further review, the center started snapping the ball before the clock went to 0. It's confirmed as a touchdown.
So the play stands. They're going to run to the same end to kick the extra point. Shedeur Sanders remains perfect in this game. 10 of 10 passing for 116 yards. 1 touchdown pass, and now adding a touchdown run to cap a 12-play, 90-yard drive, using up 6:01 on the clock. You talk about a young man who is so fastidious and relentless in his pregame preparation. We'll take a look at that coming out of the break. It really is a thing of beauty for someone aspiring to be a professional. And warm up. We've done this is our 3rd game here this year, and going back even to his time at Jackson State, we've watched him warm up, and it looks the same every time. He's extremely intentional. Manny Covey on the kick return is going to be brought down at about the 27-yard line. And Roddy, tell me about the thought pattern behind the warm-up routine of Shedeur. You had a chance to speak.
You talked about an intentionality, and it's meant to warm up every part of the body. It's as deliberate and meticulous pregame warm-up as I've seen. Some medicine ball work into the uprights, then some hip activation, trying to get the rotational aspect down with the medicine ball with his quarterback coach, Daryl Colbert Jr., and then he runs through a battery of throws, 35 to 40 throws pregame, all with the intent of warming up the entire body. Over 20 minutes, it's as intense a pregame warm-up for any quarterback in the country.
Kiner with the run, and it's almost become one of those things. It's almost like a Steph Curry warm-up routine when he comes out to shoot. It's the same drill every time, going back several years.
It absolutely is, and I think there's a lot of sizzle around Shedeur Sanders. Seeing that the number of times that we've seen it, you can tell the work that's put in when the cameras aren't around and how extensive that is. And his quarterback coach, Daryl Colbert Jr., coaches guys like Cam Ward at Miami, Kyron Drones at Virginia Tech, takes them through the same types of intentional workouts before the game.
Pass complete by Sorsby to the tight end, knocked out of bounds. Sherman made the catch. DJ McKinney knocked it loose. Q, your thoughts on, you watched the whole routine, your thoughts on that?
Well, I did, as well as about a dozen NFL scouts, bringing the number to above 100 who have been here to Boulder this season. And pro-level approach. And we had an opportunity, Roddy and I, to speak with Shedeur on Thursday after their practice. He's smart, he's mature, they call him grown for a reason. He's very self-aware. But right now, he is the number one rated quarterback prospect in this draft eligible class.
Cincinnati with the football, running it to the 41-yard line with Kiner. Yeah, Q talked about Shedeur being thought to be projected as the number one pick and quarterback. Not just the number one quarterback, but the number one pick overall. And tell you what, he already operates like a professional.
People kind of lifted an eyebrow when Deion Sanders, Coach Prime, said we got the number one and number two picks in the draft on this team.
Yeah.
It's looking like he might be right with Travis Sanders and Shedeur, or Travis Hunter and Shedeur Sanders. He might as well, Travis.
No, you were right the first time. Sorsby incomplete, dangerously targeting Travis Hunter. Roddy, you were right. It might be Shedeur Hunter. or Travis Sanders. Yeah.
It's the guy who has been with him at Jackson State and Colorado. And also when Coach Prime put out a picture of him and his family and Travis wasn't included, he said, hey, you forgot one. So they put out a repost with Travis Hunter in the family picture.
3rd and 9 for Sorsby and the Bearcats. Play clock at 3, and they're going to use one of their timeouts here. There's a flag down first.
Ball start. Offense, number 74. 5-yard penalty, 3rd down.
They're going to move it back a few yards, back to the 36-yard line. 4 penalties against Cincinnati for a total of 29 yards so far. Oh, you could see it right there, yeah.
Just leaning back. And here's where this Colorado defensive front can really tee off.
Sorsby had some good interference, picks up the first down. He can do that. He's a very proficient runner, and he used his legs right there to move the chains. Picked up 21 yards in all.
Tremendous call by Scott Satterfield, knowing that he's going to get man-to-man coverage. So if you can break that defensive line, then you can get a lot of space before you encounter Shiloh Sanders. And there's the QB coach. That's Pete Thomas, really excited about the call and the execution by his quarterback.
On Colorado's side of midfield, at the 43-yard line, 1st down and 10. Kiner in the backfield, out of the pistol formation, takes the handoff, and is going to be stopped up a little bit shy of the 40 at the 41 by Okunlola. One of the leaders in teams on the team with 3 sacks. It'll be 2nd down, about 8 to go for Cincinnati. They were able to answer last time on the Colorado scoring drive. Let's see what they do here. Sorsby on the option. And a nice run by Pryor. Had a touchdown run last week. 7-yard gain. Shiloh Sanders making the tackle on the play. There is a real reason why they call him Headache as a nickname. He gives some out.
He does, some to his father, but oftentimes to opposing ball carriers. And this is where Brendan Sorsby's legs become really dangerous on these 3rd and shorts.
On 3rd and 1, they pick up the first down. Kiner with 1 and a lot more. Saw a little option football from the Bearcats a moment ago to move the ball.
Yeah, and they'll throw some triple option stuff in there. Here they've got, you get the fake pitch, you get a couple guys going misdirection, a couple blockers on the quarterback counter. You're able to get the ball in the end zone. And then our crew, come on.
Hey, Roddy Jones.
Standard definition film.
Come on, look at my man Roddy Jones, folks.
It's Joshua Nesbitt reading the defensive end, getting out on the linebacker, reading it, and then pitching it to some guy wearing number 20 and hoping for success.
Oh, man, look at that. You just shrugged that dude off like he wasn't there. That pass incomplete, intended for Joe Royer. Little trickery that time, attempted by the Bearcats. It'll be 2nd down and 10. Sorsby, the transfer from Indiana. USC and Duke also eagerly recruited him and came to Cincinnati out of the transfer portal. Had a great visit with his mom and dad and some friends and family of his on the walk to the stadium here tonight. Wonderful people. Very humble and hardworking. 10th play of the drive. Sorsby picked off. He threw it to Preston Hodge. There's a flag down. Hodge on the move. He's got a wall of blockers and finally pushed out of bounds at the 45-yard line. Let's see what those flags are about back at the 10-yard line. And Coach Sanders doesn't seem pleased about it.
He said, I gave you respect. He said, versus she said.
Looks like it's going to go.
Interference. Defense, number 24. 15-yard penalty. Automatic first down.
Wow. Talk about a seismic swing there. It'll be Cincinnati football 1st down and 10 after the 15-yard PI penalty.
Happens to the top of your screen right here. Tony Johnson just beats Preston Hodge inside and then sort of grab around the waist. It was a little, it didn't seem like he pulled him a ton, but it's certainly a bad look when you get beat inside and you have that tug. Not sure the throw was on the mark either way.
Coach Livingston, the defensive coordinator for Colorado, felt that Hodge is due for a big game tonight. Made a play there, but the pass interference nullifying it. Sorsby hands it off to Pryor. Got a seam and a crease into the end zone. Touchdown Bearcats. Or are they going to mark this shy? One of the FAR official is running in, attempting maybe to mark it short. But we did get a touchdown signal. They're going to talk about it. You can see them conferring down in the field. Here's the call.
Result of the play was a touchdown.
So the call stands. Boy, what a great call. Pryor with his 5th rushing touchdown.
Great patience in the backfield. And then the officials once again coming together to discuss. Oh, this one's going to be interesting. We got a shot right down the line. Great job by our crew. But all the tip of the ball just has to break the plane of the goal line. And it is a touchdown.
We got a tie football game at 14. Evan Pryor, transfer from Ohio State. But a big week last week running the football. Boy, what a bounce back by the Aggies after losing their opener against Notre Dame.
No kidding. And what a job by Mike Elko in year one. Year one at Duke, 9 wins. Year one at Texas A&M. He's on track to eclipse that 9-win mark that he set at Duke and maybe make an SEC championship game.
Jimmy Horn is going to watch this go out of the back of the end zone. It'll be 1st and 10 from their own 25-yard lines. These two schools have plenty in common, and it begins on the sidelines. A couple of second-year head coaches leading their teams. After dismal debuts, Scott Satterfield's team won 3 games. Coach Sanders' team won 4 games. But a turnaround catalyzed by the transfer portal. Both teams heavily into it. They use it in different ways. Coach Prime has Louis and Samsonite working perfectly well for Coach Satterfield. Belief and a Big 12 potential appearance in the championship game for the winner in this. Sanders complete, but a hit immediately made. No gain on the play. Carroll coming up to make the tackle on Hayden.
She said the turnarounds from these two programs, part of some of the biggest stories in the Big 12, and almost identical from a production standpoint early in this game.
Second down. Sanders gets it to his receiver Miller, and Miller's going to pick up the first down. The true freshman, so important for so many reasons this game to get to a bowl game, right, Q?
Well, 6 wins. Grant's Prime's Peggy's promise is fulfilled. And Peggy Copham, for those who don't know, a 99-year-old superfan of this Colorado program dating back to like the 1940s. Season ticket holder since 1966. As Travis Hunter takes this one outside. Coach Prime promised her a trip to a bowl game. This week saying not any bowl game, she's got taste.
Yeah, Miss Peggy wants one of those big bowl games with all the big swag bags and warm desert destinations.
I believe the term he used to us was exquisite taste.
Yeah.
So now 5 wins, you got to feel like, hey, we're going to make a bowl game. The path now is to make the biggest bowl game possible. And let's just say they're not shy about dreaming big here at Colorado.
On 2nd and 4, Sanders hands it off. They've been able to run the ball successfully. Witness this one by Isaiah Gustav. Got a little bit of help from his friends and gets into Cincinnati territory at the 49 on the 9-yard pickup.
If you're a running back, you can do a lot, but you could do more together. How about Jordan Seaton getting in there? Yeah, big Khalil Benson getting in there. Offensive line helping Gustav along the way.
On 1st and 10, they keep it on the ground. Gustav, another nice gain. Jack Dingle making the tackle. Pickup of about 5. Boy, for them to achieve a sense of balance would be huge moving forward, right?
It would be, and Pat Shermer talks about what he calls fair fight boxes. That's when you have more guys to block than they have in the box to stop the run. But the key against this defense is the tackles have to hold up well.
Shador looking to pass. Checks it down, complete. And a great effort on the sideline there by LaJonte Wester, who's really been coming on of late, had 127 yards receiving last week. Makes it 3rd down and about a long 2 to go.
And a complete line change for Cincinnati. Colorado substituted, so Cincinnati basically changed their whole front 7.
3rd and 2. They keep it on the ground and roll up their sleeves, play some smash ball. Gustav makes the first down run. Jonathan Thompson with the tackle. 6 minutes to go in the first half. Shador Sanders still perfect. 14 of 14 and 136 yards passing to go with a touchdown.
The thing that Cincinnati has to be worried about is Colorado's kind of having it both ways. They can run the football and you haven't forced an incompletion from the quarterback.
They ran the ball for almost 150 last week at Arizona. So showing more consistency. Keep it on the ground again. Hayden this time. It's going to be about a 3-yard pickup. Shedeur Sanders has been on all night like a porch light, folks. Look at those dimes. And laser beams.
And then he shows it off with the legs as well. Cincinnati's done a good job of preventing the big play with the exception of the horn catch and run, but you've got Shedeur throwing darts like he's been throwing. It's going to be tough to stop.
On the play fake. Clean pocket, still perfect. Hunter spins and pulls away. Travis Hunter inside the 10 at about the 7-yard line. Jake Golday got him, and boy, he looks brisk and swift.
We were asking Coach Prime about Travis Hunter. The break there, the ability to change directions, to stop. He left the defender in the dust.
And a fumbled snap. Didn't look like Sanders was ready for it. And it's going to be second goal from just outside the 10-yard line. Result of the miscue. There was an interesting moment last week when Zelinskas, the center, had issues snapping the ball back to Sanders, something along those lines, but
it's basically the exact same thing.
Yeah.
Shedeur's up at the line checking, and Zelinskas snaps the ball. Happened a week ago. And so that communication the last couple weeks has jumped up to cause almost a big play, a big swing of momentum for Colorado.
You don't want to implode down here in the red zone. Sanders surveys, keeping his eyes downfield. And now takes a pass on the next down. It'll be 3rd down and goal coming up. Just to finish up that story on Zelinskas, the center. He was distraught, and on the sideline, to tell you what a great leader Sanders is, he went over to the center and said, "Hey, I know you're struggling. Listen to me, man. You're still a great player. You'll get it back." And he did.
That's the type of leadership that you want from the quarterback position. And he challenges, Shedeur Sanders challenges these players around him, sometimes with words of encouragement, sometimes with words to fire them up and challenge them.
That was his first incompletion a moment ago. Fade into the end zone. Incomplete, bobbled by Shepard. He did not appear to have control of it as he landed outside the end zone. So it'll be 4th and goal. And in comes Alejandro Mata. Let's take another look. Boy, there was a lot of contact.
Yeah, he has a shot at this, but it clearly hits the ground there. Yeah. And there's contact on both sides. A little bit of a tug that Ormani Arnold gets away with, but ultimately it ends up. That's a win for Cincinnati defensively.
And in comes the Big 12 Special Teams Player of the Week, Alejandro Mata, attempting this field goal from 28 yards out. And he knocks it through. Just like his head coach, Mata has his own walk-up music. Little Daddy Yankee, Gasolina. Trying to throw a little gas on the fire here tonight in Boulder. Back after this.
Out of this thing. I'm going to just watch.
He's sending people right to the MRI machine. Taking ankles tonight on the field, too. Colorado leading by 3. You mentioned it, though. It felt like a win for the Bearcats defensively to keep them out of the end zone. Fair catch called at the 12-yard line by Manny Covey. It'll be 1st and 10 for the Bearcats after this break. Brendan Sorsby going to get the reins of the offense when we return. Hey, kick off your Week 8 NFL Sunday with The NFL Countdown Crew, Sunday NFL Countdown, 10 a.m. Eastern, 7 Pacific, ESPN in the app. Our Week 6 Monday Night Football game, the Giants in Pittsburgh squaring off against the Steelers, 8 Eastern on ABC, ESPN, ESPN Plus, and ESPN Deportes, with Peyton and Eli once again on ESPN2. First down and 10 from the 25. Kiner found a hole and picked up about 6 on the play. The second down and 4. Cincinnati with all 3 of its timeouts remaining.
This is really good footwork by Corey Kiner. Watch this little jump cut that he has. Boom, to the left, just enough to get away from the nose tackle and up in the backfield. And he's a guy at 210 pounds, got great balance, but you see the feet there. And those little moves get you yardage.
Nimble. On 2nd and 4, Sorsby on the quick slant, complete. Tony Johnson working against Preston Hodge. The pile moving all the way out to the 45-yard line with 2:39 and the clock running. A 14-yard gain.
Xavier Henderson has been quiet, their leading receiver, but Tony Johnson, a guy who they moved to the slot earlier this year to try and get him more touches, try and create some more favorable packages. He's done a nice job tonight. There's a shot of Xavier Henderson, who large part of the night's been lined up against Travis Hunter, which is a one-way ticket to get erased from the game.
And he's got those straps out there. Sorsby handed it off to Kiner, nowhere to go. Hill Green making the tackle on the play for the Buffaloes. That's going to be a loss of 3. 2nd and 13, and Cincinnati Bearcats are going to call the timeout. Actually, we've hit the 2-minute timeout. We'll be right back after this. In conference play and overall, beating UCF this afternoon. Texas Tech dropping one at TCU, which is good news for the Bearcats. Nice cutback by Kiner. And he's going to be brought down shy of midfield at the 48 by Preston Hodge, limiting that gain to 6 yards. This is how the Big 12 has looked like in terms of the preseason prognostications. And now, boy, some people got it wrong.
At least you got 2 of 6. It's a failing grade in everything but baseball. But this is a big play for Cincinnati. Colorado 3 timeouts. So if you don't convert here, they'll get the ball back with over a minute left.
Sorsby on the run. He can do it with his legs. Lunging. He's going to come up a little bit short. They're going to spot him at the 46-ish, which sets up 4th down. A gain of 6. What do you think, Roddy? Do you go or do you punt?
I think if you're Cincinnati, you go for it. You'd give Colorado great field position, but you've been great on 4th downs this year, 7 of 8. And on 4th and 1s, they have converted every single one this season.
Here we go. They go empty. Royer in motion. Quarterback keep. He's not going to get it. The impenetrable front suddenly of the Buffaloes saying it with their chests. Silman Craig has been great in the box all season long for the Buffaloes.
We set the game clock to 33 seconds. 33 seconds. First down, Colorado.
He has, but this play is made by the interior of the defensive line, especially right there. Amari McNeil blowing up 2 offensive linemen to allow Nakai Hill-Green into the backfield and Cameron Silman Craig. And Travis Hunter fired up. And now Colorado with the football, 33 seconds left. 3 timeouts, though, for the Buffaloes.
This is a lot of usually Shedeur Sanders is at his best in such situations underneath Hayden. Going to be dragged down at the 48-yard line by Golday. And they're going to call a timeout here after the gain of 6. Hey, coming up on the Lexus halftime, Kevin Connors, Trevor Maddich in the studio chopping up, giving you some BYU highlights.
First charge time out of the hat. Colorado.
Close calls for Ohio State and Texas. And Notre Dame sails past the Navy crew. That's Navy's first loss of the season.
And likely taking some of the steam, no pun intended, out of the potential for an Army-Navy matchup down the line. It would still be a really cool display if Army and Navy were to meet in the American Championship game and then again for the Army-Navy game. But that likely, at least if Navy were to win, Army's still undefeated, but if Navy were to win, that likely wouldn't be for a college ball playoff spot at this point.
Let's go to Quinn.
You see on the Colorado sideline, they actually use their own field goal marker. It's not a line on the field, but it's a flag. They got a manager holding a flag, at the 31-yard line.
Wow.
Never seen anything like it. Look at them.
There you go. Sanders checks it down and throws it out of bounds at about the 44-yard line, setting up a 3rd down and 4 now. Sanders is 16 of 19 now after that incompletion. 171 yards. He completed his first 15 passes. So looking at 3rd and 4.
And I think you have to anticipate that Cincinnati is going to drop numbers. I would expect something short of catch and run here.
Sanders drills it complete. That was Travis Hunter with 11 seconds to go. 14-yard pickup and a 1st down. Going to spike it here and stop the clock. Colorado with 2 timeouts remaining.
Shedeur, just patience in the pocket, waiting for Travis Hunter to come open.
They're going to reset the clock to 10, not 11. 2nd and 10 coming up. Travis Hunter split wide to the top of your screen. Sanders taking a shot, got a man! Room service, touchdown! Hunter! His 2nd touchdown of the night. 34 yards in all. And after that 4th down stop, the offense moved it down the field expeditiously with 3 seconds to spare. Wow. Ten-point lead for the Buffaloes. You can't overstate how important he is to this team.
No, you can't. But look at the bust by the Cincinnati defense. Go ahead and run it. And pause it right here. Now you've got all of this room open for both Wester and Travis Hunter. And what Shedeur Sanders is trying to do, just get it out there. Let him catch it. Slows down, catches the football. But 2 guys open for Shedeur Sanders to choose from. And, I mean, it's something that you just can't have happen if you're Cincinnati, because in that scenario, you're just trying to force them to kick a long field goal. You turn Travis Hunter loose. I would say on the top of the scouting report, it's, hey, don't turn 12 loose down the field.
Really kind of lines up with the pillars to Coach Pat Shurmur, the offensive coordinator, his pillars for his quarterbacks. They work matchups, they look at space, and go down the checklist and check off as many boxes as they can. Leverage, another one of those pillars, and on the return, out to the 34. That'll be the end of the first half on ESPN. Ready for the start of the Third quarter play, Mark Jones, Ronnie Jones, Quentin Kesnick down to the field. The Buffaloes will have possession of the football first. And they'll go 1st and 10 from their own 25-yard line. 24-14 as we get ready here. You're watching ESPN College Football presented by IHG Hotels and Resorts, folks. This is the Big 12 on ESPN. The Big 12 after party. Roddy back east. Yeah, on either watch, it's really. I got two phones, two watches.
Come on, man. Big time.
We got a two-way threat on the field, and Travis Hunter, who's had a lot to say in this game.
Yeah, he's been locked down on defense. He's got 7 catches on offense, including the touchdown at the end of the half. The thing is, for the Cincinnati defense, they're going to have to figure out how to cover these Colorado receivers.
A daunting task. On 1st down, Colorado came out running the football fairly successfully. Gustav ran it that time, picked up a few yards. How important has the run game been in the overall equation of success for them so far?
Well, it's kept them balanced. It hasn't put everything on Shedeur Sanders. And balance for Colorado doesn't look like 50-50. It means running the ball just a little bit.
About that much, right? That was a Gustav again. And boy, Travis Hunter really had an indelible imprint on that first half.
Certainly did. This was the first play of the game for Cincinnati. He's on the coverage, scored a touchdown down in the red zone. He's had a number of catches. Just looks shifty in the open field. That shoulder looks just fine. So he's been able to make guys miss. And then you had the deep pass at the end of the half to be able to score. They just turned him loose.
Wow.
Can't turn 12 loose down the field. Cincinnati does it with 3 seconds left on the clock.
Yeah, that's the one guy that you don't want to lose track of. And we have an injured Cincinnati player down to the field. It's Dante Corleone, a.k.a. the Godfather down there. Such a big part of their defensive front. One of their leaders as well. Really a curator of the Bearcats' culture. We'll be back right after this.
It's time for Doc's Patriot of the Game, brought to you by Black Marine Auto Group. First Lieutenant Mike Hannah from North Carolina. With 12 years of dedicated service in the Colorado Irrigation Guard. Ryan's journey began in 2012 as an enlisted crew chief for F-16 fighter jets. After the full basic training, Ryan earned his mechanical engineering degree from CU, where he also met and fell in love with his wife, Darby Sound. In 2021, after achieving the rank of staff sergeant, left the Fleet Officer Training School and transitioned to the officer ranks as a distinguished graduate becoming a pilot. He now flies the same F-16 fighter jets he once worked on and has won 169 command hours at Rising Space Force Base. His career has included mission supporting operations Enduring Freedom, Operations Noble Eagle. That's been honored with the Air and Space Commendation Medal, National Defense Service Medal, and Air Stand Campaign Medal, Korean Defense Service Medal, and Naval Medal. We thank Lieutenant Nick for his unwavering dedication to Colorado and our nation. Fans, make some noise and please welcome home tonight's Patriot of the Game, First Lieutenant Warren. We thank you for your service to the United States of America.
Game clock operator. Please set the clock to 14:32. 14:32.
Back in Boulder, Corleone healthful, looking a little better on the sidelines. Augustov running it again, brought down by Thompson of Cincinnati. There's a look at Corleone, who got off the field with the help of the athletic training staff. Vital part of that defensive front, really plugs things up there in the middle. Helps up the linebackers. 2nd and 8. Sanders pulls it out, finds his man complete at the 43-yard line. Shepard with the catch, and let's go to Q.
Ralphie, the Bison, did not run at halftime. It's apparently after her bedtime, so she went back to the farm. In terms of football, yards after catch, Colorado has 140 yards after catch. Cincinnati's really struggled to tackle. And then when you think about the progress of this Colorado program, it's in the trenches, offensive line, defensive line. That 4th down stop was something that they could never have done last season. I think the biggest growth has been on both fronts.
It's a great point, Q.
Big transformation.
That was the focus of the offseason.
They're going to keep it on the ground, pick up the 1st down. Augustov again moves the chains, picks up 6. You said it, Roddy. 67 yards total rushing. That's just enough.
Watch this double team. You're right, but Q was talking about the improvement. I mean, that double team washes the entire left side of the offensive line down, and Augustov is able to get the 1st down.
Sanders pulls it out. Escaping. Ball came out of his arms, out of bounds, right around midfield. Thompson in dogged, zealous pursuit.
And that scramble, it looked like he had Travis Hunter coming back downhill. As we get a little extracurriculars there on the sideline with Jonathan Thompson in the Colorado sideline. But Travis Hunter is as good as there is in the scramble drill. He's not open. Well, quarterback starts to scramble, come back downhill. I'm open. Shedeur doesn't pull the trigger. And it ends up in a short gain, but I'm a little surprised that he didn't let that one go.
Colorado just thankful that Hunter is healthy and back on the field. We got a whistle.
Cincinnati got bailed out. Colorado called a timeout, but Cincinnati.
First charge, timeout of the half. Colorado. 30 seconds. Media timeout.
Brian Sims for Cincinnati, number 17, ran out, ran back. Had no idea where he was supposed to be.
A lot of potassium over there with those bananas. Hey, there's the Taco Bell Live Más student section. All season long, student sections across the country are competing to be the Taco Bell Live Más student section of the year. Download the Taco Bell app to learn more.
You gonna dress up for Halloween?
Man, I'm trying to think about a costume. I'm still working on it.
It's a little late in the game to be thinking about it.
I know. I'm a spontaneous type. Shedeur Sanders had it batted down. Great play by Jared Bartlett. Got a hand up there and knocked it down. It'll be 3rd down and long. Look at this.
Jared Bartlett, the captain in the middle of the field, just spying Shedeur Sanders. Pauses and then bats that ball down, forcing the 3rd and long. And this is a big down for Cincinnati. They've got to be able to get off the field. Colorado up 10, first drive of the second half. Big play.
Trying to get to the 41. Sanders pulls complete, caught by Hunter, but dragged down short of the 1st down by Jordan Young. So an interesting 4th and about 3.
And it looks like Coach Prime's going to send out the punting unit to have Cincinnati, keep Cincinnati back. And with the success that you had with the speed, I probably would have thought about going for it, but up 10, punt the ball away, pin Cincinnati back deep, hopefully, and let your defense go play.
Roddy, this is their first punt of the night. They scored touchdown, field goal, touchdown on their first 4 possessions. Bassett. That's his punt. Let's see where they mark this. A 38-yard effort.
First and 10, Cincinnati.
Out of bounds at about the 6. Now we honor those who serve, brought to you by Navy Federal Credit Union. The Navy, Army, and Air Force ROTC programs here at Colorado University combine topics in military science with practical leadership training to prepare men and women to become military officers. Upon graduation from CU Boulder and the ROTC program, these cadets will be fully prepared to take charge as leaders.
Awesome program that these young men and women are in, and we thank them in advance for the service that they'll provide to our country.
On 1st and 10. Boy, what a great spin move by Kiner. Used that jump stop almost and spun away from a couple of defenders. One of them, Hill Green, picked up 7 on the play. Let's take another look at this.
Nakai Hill Green shot downhill like a rocket, but how about the spin cycle by Corey Kiner? He really is. The more you watch him, the more you love his running style. His great balance. He's creative. I mean, that's a instinct, creativity type run. Try and spin back and take what could have been a loss to a 7-yard gain.
Man. Sets up 2nd down and 3 at the 13. Sorsby going to do it himself with his legs. Ran out of bounds at about the 20-yard line, enough to pick up the 1st down there. Another display of his wonderful versatility running the ball. Picks up 8 yards on the play. His demeanor has a real calming effect on the entire offense. Told by his coaches, and you've seen it many times this year. You think about the Cincinnati team. Folks, their 2 losses this year are by a total of just 4 points. It's going to be Kiner. Nowhere to go. Hill Green made sure that time to wrap him up. Talked about the close call. Cincinnati's just a couple of plays away from being a perfect 7-0 perhaps. Week 2 against Pittsburgh. Lost a close one by 1 point, and then a field goal loss against Texas Tech.
Texas Tech game was back and forth. The missed field goal would have tied it and taken it to overtime. That Pitt game, they're up double digits in the 4th quarter. Let that one get away from them.
This is a quality football team looking to get a leg up on the Big 12 title with a win tonight. On the road, the pass complete. And a big-time hit on Mays. Usually that's Shedeur Sanders coming in, Shiloh Sanders coming in to clean up. Wasn't that time a 9-yard pickup on the play.
I would not at all be surprised if Brendan Sorsby's legs become either the go-to factor or at least something that Colorado has to think about with some sort of zone read. Haven't really seen the option on the perimeter all that much. But his legs are a big weapon here.
Play clock down to 6. Just getting lined up and setting. Sorsby looking to pass. Almost picked off underneath. In and out of the arms of Travis Hunter, who is in dismay right now. Wishes he'd had another chance at that one.
I mean, if there's one guy who you don't want to test in the secondary, I mean, guys don't typically get open against Travis Hunter. That ball thrown a little behind the receiver too, but Brendan Sorsby looking for Jamoy Mays across the field. Hunter all over him.
Yeah. Second punt of the night for Cincinnati coming up. Mason Fletcher punting to LaJohntay Wester, who's perched at his own 29. A high spiral. Returnable from the 25. He eludes the first couple of tackles. Wester got hit and spins forward out to about the 38, 39 yard line. A 46-yard punt, 13 on the return. So to begin this 3rd quarter, both defenses get stops. What about that?
It's completely opposite from what we saw in the first half.
Yes. And Travis Hunter looks with an irregular gait there. Remember, he's coming off that injury from a couple of weeks ago. Only played a half last week, and favoring that shin, that lower left leg area, but back on the field. They're going to keep it on the ground with Gustav. You know, we've talked about Hunter and his professional approach. Keep in mind, folks, we told this story a couple of times when we were here earlier. Every week he gets to cryotherapy. Every week he gets to an infrared sauna, all in the essence of recovery and getting his body ready. Not to mention massaging. And that's going to be about a 7-yard gain by Hayden.
He's also a guy that Coach Prime told us, asked him yesterday if he could come over early. He came over separate from the rest of the team so that he could get some extra work in early. He was in the training room getting worked out. And I think the toughness that you have to play as many snaps as he does, and the competitiveness. I mean, how many people take a shot to the shin and would say, hey, Coach, I need a play? He's a competitor, wants to be on the field.
Sanders on 3rd and 3, searching, wings it, incomplete, intended for Shepard, but there's a flag down on the play. Sanders seems to feel like it's going to be in their favor. Arnold defending on that play.
Holding, defense number 8. 10 yards from the previous spot, automatic first down.
It's going to go against Arnold. That's going to give Colorado a first down. And just to put a period on that Travis Hunter story that we told you a moment ago, folks, did we mention that he is a 4.0 GPA student? Pretty incredible.
It really is. And the last play was just a shame for Cincinnati because they had it so well covered.
Sanders gets it out into the flat, turns it north-south. Wester on the fly. A straight arm forcing him out of bounds deep in Cincinnati territory, and Jimmy Horn, Roddy, was out there leading the way for him.
These receivers are so explosive in the open field, and it's Scott Satterfield told us before the game and earlier this week, that's the challenge, bringing them down when they get in the open field, and it's been hit or miss with Cincinnati today.
1st and 10. They keep it on the ground this time. Gustav. And look at that pile continue to move. It's going to end up about a 7-yard gain. Phillip Houston with the big push. Let's take a look at our player spotlight brought to you by Cintas. Look at the numbers so far. He has been methodical, metronomic in his deliveries tonight, on target.
He's been patient. He's taken shots downfield at times, but really he's been content to get the ball in the hands of his receivers and let them create after the catch.
2nd and 4 coming up. Sanders keeps it. Got to secure that ball and gets down and picks up the first down. Right around the 6-7 yard line, say. Pickup of 5 by Sanders. And you never want to see your starting quarterback limp out of a pack like that after getting up.
And that's his front leg when he throws as well. It looks like he's favoring.
1st and goal, Colorado. Sanders hands it off. Straight ahead, Gustav powers into the end zone. Right behind Seaton. An inauspicious sign there for the Colorado Buffaloes. Shedeur Sanders appearing to be a little bit shaken. Slow to come off the field.
Alejandro
This goes back to that 4-yard run he had to pick up the first down. The extra point is good. Let's take another look at that run that he made a moment ago. They got the first down, but it may prove to be ultimately a Pyrrhic play. You see that ankle twist a little bit. Back after this. 31-14, 5:41 to go in the third quarter. But a little bit of concern along that Colorado sideline with the fitness level of Shedeur Sanders. On the return, Logan Wilson brought down around the 30-yard line where it'll be first down and 10 for the Bearcats right now in a 17-point deficit. Sanders was being tended to by the athletic training staff while we were away and continues to be. Let's go down to Q. What'd you see, Quinn?
Looks like they're treating his left hip like a left hip flexor type injury. Shedeur came over, hopped on the biked for a bit, stood up, jumped around, went through his drops and the rotation it would take to throw a football. So doesn't look to be a serious injury, but he is getting some treatment right now.
Sorsby down the sidelines, incomplete. Good coverage down there by Preston Hodge, who's done a nice job tonight. Tony Johnson, the intended receiver, sets up a second down and 10. Preston Hodge, number 24, a Liberty transfer for the Buffaloes.
Preston Hodge on the back half of this Colorado defense and DJ McKinney have both been incredible additions. McKinney's ability and Hodge's ability to cover man-to-man has really opened up a lot for this Colorado defense.
On the quick slant, incomplete, and there he is again. Preston Hodge, ubiquitous right now, all over the field. Remember, he had that interception that was called back a little bit earlier. 3rd and 10.
And in these situations, Colorado has been opting to have Travis Hunter play the nickel, which is sort of taken away Joe Royer, the tight end, as oftentimes he's been matched up on Royer. He'll go there now as well.
Been a quiet night from Royer, right? Relatively
third
speaking.
downs, Hunter's on him.
On 3rd and 10, Sorsby sacked back at the 26-yard line. Silman Craig.
Loss of 4 yards on the play. It is 4th down and 14 from the 25.
This stunt just puts the right tackle, Philip Wilder, in a bit of a bind. BJ Green goes inside, he looks inside, and by the time he does, Cameron Silman Craig has gone past him. Brendan Sorsby has to climb in the pocket, and that play was almost DOA.
Silman Craig has been with Coach Sanders for his last 2 years of high school football, and then at Jackson State for a couple of years, and now here at Colorado for 2 more. Ball scooped up. What a big hit! It came loose, but recovered by Colorado back at the 33-yard line off the 37-yard punt.
It was almost catastrophic.
Yeah.
And I think
Horn got rocked there.
he did. Jimmy Horn felt like he could probably get outside. If it had touched a Cincinnati player prior to Jimmy Horn picking it up, then it's basically a free play for Jimmy Horn if that fumble happens. Now, I wonder if he thought that it did or if he was just taking a chance. Either way, they avoid catastrophe.
Yeah. Kai Stokes, the Ohio State transfer, with a huge hit. And look who is back on the field for the Buffaloes. Shedeur Sanders. Let's keep an eye on his mobility in the pocket. 4.5 minutes to go in the third quarter. Augustov in the backfield. They hand it off to him. Picked up about 3 yards on the play. Hey, the next stop on the F1 schedule, I got your attention now, Roddy, right? Is the Mexico City Grand Prix Sunday afternoon, 4 Eastern on ABC. Pre-race coverage at 2:30. Additional coverage on ESPN Plus in English and Spanish. ESPN Deportes coverage begins at 3:30. Tell me what's happening with my man Lewis Hamilton.
The Mercedes car is just not up to snuff right now.
Boy.
They start 5th and 6th, Hamilton's in 6th. But 3 different constructors. There's 3 different teams starting in the front 3. Carlos Sainz on pole, Max Verstappen 2nd for Red Bull, Lando Norris, McLaren 3rd. Should be a great race.
And right now, Augustov trying to get it into high gear. Couldn't, stopped up by Sanks, but picked up 5 on the play. F1, those some money cats there.
Let me just say, I know
You hang with some guy with some bills in their pockets.
I've seen your taste. F1 is right up your alley. It is.
I'm going to try to get to that Monaco Grand Prix. That's what I need to do.
There it is. Monaco, Vegas, Miami.
Yeah.
It's very, very high class.
3rd and 2. Sanders going to pass. Steps up. Caught at the 47-yard line. A great touch pass by Sanders to Miller. And a first down on the pickup of 11.
I mean, as you said earlier, Shedeur Sanders has been metronomic, which is our word up with the Joneses. Metronomic, something that is happening regularly or in a consistent tempo, like a metronome.
There you go.
Kind of like Shedeur Sanders completing passes. Metronomic. And that was an incredibly layered throw.
Wasn't it?
Over the linebacker, down to the receiver. It's incredible by Shedeur.
17-point lead. And showing the ability to run the ball pretty well tonight. They've gained 100 yards on the ground tonight. Total of 370. So for consecutive weeks, Colorado has gone over 100. They ran for 148 last week in the desert of Tucson.
This is, I mean, you can just see where they are in FBS in terms of rush yards per game. You think this offense is dangerous before they start to figure out how to run the ball well. And you imagine the danger that they'll provide the defenses going forward.
On the counter, nice run up front. Alan Hayden, the Ohio State transfer, brought down by Thompson. 2 yards shy of the first down. Clock running with 1:35 to go. 3rd down and 3. Hunter in the ball game. He's going to be split to the top of your screen.
And it has just felt like the Cincinnati defense has not had an answer. They've tried to devote more bodies to stopping the pass. Colorado's been able to run the ball, and they haven't had an answer to consistently stopping that.
We've got to get to the 38. They're going to run it. I'm not sure they're going to make it. It'll be 4th and short in a good area of the field to go for it if you're Colorado. But do you, Roddy? 4th and 1.
Last time they were around here, they're a little further back, but they decided to punt it. That was a 4th and 3. Looks like they're going to go for it.
Get up to the line of scrimmage quickly. Now Shedeur backs out from center. Wester in motion. And Coach Sanders is going to burn one of his timeouts.
Colorado.
They've got 1 remaining with 35 seconds to go in the period. Going to talk it over. On Parents Weekend.
It looks like Shedeur's going to quarterback sneak, and you got the linebacker pushing over the defensive lineman. Cameron Wilson, number 15, is looking like, hey, man, I can't make a play if I'm on my belly. Monte Whedon, the freshman, pushed him over onto the ground.
That's some real friendly fire right there.
No kidding. I understand. That's one of those where you look up. Cameron Wilson's a redshirt junior. You look up at the true freshman, you're like, take it down like 2 notches. A little tap would suffice.
So 4th and 1, and Colorado now deciding to punt. Mark Bissett coming in.
I think the thought process here is up 17. You don't want to give Cincinnati favorable field position at all.
Mays on his own 8-yard line for the Bearcats.
going to take the delay
Yeah.
game. If I'm Scott Satterfield, I mean, you accept it.
Play a game. Offense. Penalty is declined. 4th down.
I thought you might accept it because you don't want to tempt Colorado deciding to all of a sudden go for it by declining. But
Okay.
the move from a field position standpoint is probably to decline. And just, if Colorado was really into it, they might say, hey, let's send out the offense now.
So we'll do it again. Bassett with a high end-over-end punt. Going to try and place this one inside the 10. And they'll do that successfully. It'll be down right around the 10-yard line on the 29-yard punt. The yardage irrelevant. This season, Allstate will celebrate every field goal and extra point made by participating universities by making a donation to the university's General Scholarship Fund. Thank you, Allstate. On a beautiful night here in Boulder, Colorado. It's in the low 70s a little bit earlier today. It's cooled off into the mid-50s now on Parents Weekend. You can really sense the excitement in and around Boulder when you walk into some of the restaurants and some of the stores, and everybody talking Colorado football and thinking about bowl games. 1st and 10. Nice run over the right side. They run over Kandra. Is at an all-time high as well. On the pitch, a 1st down run by Kiner to move the chains. A moment ago, Q caught up with Coach Sanders. We got a flag first. For Shiloh Sanders made the hit on Kiner on the 13-yard gain.
After the play was over, unsportsmanlike conduct. Number 21 of the defense. 15 yards at the end of the play. Automatic 1st down. It's number 21's first unsportsmanlike for the game.
Yeah, you can't grab the foot ankle of the other guy. And look, Corey Kiner was talking his stuff after the hit on the sideline to Shiloh Sanders. But it's the response. It's always the second guy that gets caught, and Shiloh Sanders gets a one-way trip to the sideline.
They're going to keep it on the ground. Kiner again with a healthy 8-yard run. Corey Kiner recently going over 2,000 career rush yards at Cincinnati, climbing the school charts. He'll get a breather. Pryor comes in for him on 2nd down and 3. It's going to be Pryor picking up the 1st down and then a couple more yards. Picked up 4. Coach Sanders has told us on a couple of occasions that Shiloh is that challenging sibling, that challenging son that you have. Right?
He's also told us
that's his Paul, he says, biblically speaking.
But he's the guy who sets the tone for this defense. Sometimes it boils over just a little bit, though.
Pryor on the run, off tackle. Bentley making the stop. But the one thing about Coach Sanders, he called out his son when he played poorly, and he did the reverse when he didn't.
Just wanted to ask you about Shiloh, just what you thought about his play tonight.
I thought he played horrible. I thought he was rusty. I thought he didn't have his footing. I thought he wasn't breaking down. He was coming up trying to make the play.
You know, it's better for me that I went through the down. It made me lock in more, made me watch all my film.
Thanks, Sam. I'm proud of you, boy.
Sorsby with the 1st down run, but a great moment of redemption there for Shiloh. Playing a great game last week, and Dion really transforming into dad right there a little bit at the end. It was nice. It's a great story.
He was coach, and he was dad. It's the line that he often has to manage.
Yep.
But he's always both of them, and it's kind of cool to see the last chapter of this with his 2 boys.
Sorsby hands it off to Pryor. And a nice head of steam, but picked up just a single yard. Quinn caught up with Coach Sanders a moment ago.
Coach, what's most critical to finishing
We got to run the ball effectively. Can't turn it over. Defense got to get some stops. You're not just. We want to finish strong, man. We want to play a three-phase game: special teams, offense, and defense, and we want to run the ball effectively and stop the run.
You're 15 minutes away from being able to fulfill Peggy's promise. What's that like?
Peggy won't up that thing though. I'm telling you, I know Peggy. She got exquisite taste. Peggy don't just want a bowl. Peggy want a bowl.
A bowl.
A bowl. And I'm not talking about maneuvers.
Yeah. Miss Peggy wants that, like we mentioned earlier, a bowl with some shine on it.
Bowl was on the sideline last time we were here.
Yeah, he was.
It's a big third down here for Cincinnati. Certainly 4-down territory, down 17.
10th play of the drive for them, Roddy.
That's the drive is taking a long time.
Yeah. Mays in motion. We got a flag on the far side of the field.
False start. Offense, number 75. Personal foul. Unnecessary roughness, number 92 in the defense. Both those were dead balls. Happened separately. Both will be enforced. 5 yards back, then half the distance to go. Automatic first down.
It's a good explanation by our refereeing crew.
Nose of the ball now resting at the 13-yard line.
I didn't see the unnecessary roughness by Anquan Barnes. But strange for it to have happened after the false start.
So 1st and 10 from the 13. Henderson split to the bottom of the screen. And it's going to be a run by Sorsby. Picked up about 2 on the play.
Looked like for the first time, Xavier Henderson had some room in the end zone. He was open.
You saw that, huh?
And it was an RPO. I wonder if there was someone in the face of Sorsby or between, sort of in the throwing lane, that would have prevented him from trying to hit Henderson down the field.
Hunter is at the top of your screen defending. At the bottom of your screen, DJ McKinney matched up against Henderson. Sorsby fires into the end zone, knocked away by Preston Hodge. He has been an eraser tonight.
He has had a heck of a ball game, and Robert Livingston said that he thought he might.
Yep.
I mean, this is a guy that was rumored to be going to Oregon at one point, but Oregon got him on a visit. Said, hey, he's listed at 6 foot. We think he's more like 5'10". I don't know. We're going to take him. Colorado said, come on, Preston Hodge. Yeah. He has been excellent in the nickel for him.
3rd and 8 coming up as a result.
Where are the man beaters that we saw earlier in the game from the Cincinnati offense?
Mays in motion. Sorsby dumps it out. Oh, what a hit. That was Silman Craig. Came in like a missile and just drilled Kiner. Let's listen. Sets up 4th down, and in comes the field goal unit.
And to work
Agent Hawks
so hard for that drive, and it's going to end in a field goal attempt.
Used up all that time on the clock too, partner. This one coming from 33 yards out. And Hawks knocks it through. It's now 10 of 14 on the season. 31-17. The Buffaloes up by 2 touchdowns when we come back to Boulder.
Once again, we would like to thank tonight's game sponsor, FNBO. FNBO is proud to be official sponsor of CU Athletics and the exclusive provider of the CU Bucks Visa debit card. For the Mustangs with any FNBO.
Here's a play a moment ago that was not flagged as a potential targeting hit by Silman Craig. Matt Austin, we're going to bring you in as our rules analyst. Your thoughts on this hit?
Well, 21 was obviously a defenseless player, and there was an attack by the defender with force. He lowered his head. It checks all the boxes, and he hit a defenseless player above the shoulders or in the head neck area. So I think this definitely should have been reviewed for targeting.
And that's a big call that it wasn't. That means Cameron Silman Craig, had it been called targeting, would have missed the first half against Texas Tech in a couple of weeks.
Ooh.
Cincinnati would have gotten a first down, which would have kept that drive alive and potentially ended in a touchdown when they're down. Obviously, they were 17, now 14. But that's a big missed call.
Do you think he's defenseless there, Matt?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah, he has to become a runner, and he was just turning upfield, and there's no way he could have protected himself. So he was definitely still defenseless.
Yeah, I completely agree.
Thanks a lot, Matt. 9:20 to go in the fourth quarter. Buffalo's football. We're going to keep it on the ground. Augustov with nowhere to go. Coach Sanders told Quint a few moments ago that they have to be able to run the ball to help close this game out and put it to bed. And speaking of bed, it's 1:11 on the East Coast. If you're still part of the Big 12 after party, thank you for staying up. Sanders delivers complete. Jimmy Horn out to the 31. 7-yard pickup. Now let's take a look at this week's college football rankings brought to you by Capital One.
How about Texas A&M with the comeback win over LSU, putting them as the sole team in first place, sole undefeated in conference play team in the SEC. Who'd have had that on their bingo card?
And especially after that opener against Notre Dame. But we saw LSU last week, and they left a lot of meat on that bone. Had to kick a lot of field goals, a run by Augustov, and it's going to be stopped up short of the first down. It's going to be fourth and less than a yard. Golday made the tackle with 8 minutes to go. They're going to send in the punt team.
Yeah, you have to.
Yeah.
Especially, Colorado's had a number of 4th and 1s that they decided, or 4th and shorts, they decided to punt on. Now backed up in your own territory. If you don't make it, I mean, you're giving Cincinnati points.
Coach Sanders seemingly incensed there on the sidelines. Here's the punt. A high spiral that comes down at the 18-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10 from there after the fair catch by Mays. A 48-yard punt. Back after this. Father Time, Father Prawn. His face is plastered all over Boulder. Went into a restaurant today to pick up some food and saw an ad that he had for, I forget what product it was, but it was something related with the school, and his presence is very profound in and around the entire state of Colorado, not just here in Boulder.
The entire sport of college football. If you're watching college football on a weekend, you can't get away from Coach Prime on a commercial.
2nd and 9. Cincinnati down 2 touchdowns. Incomplete, intended for the tight end, Joe Royer. It's 3rd and 9 coming up.
Dangerous after Royer tipped that up in the air. They were trying to hit that tight end delay again, but just a little high for Royer and takes a hit. Now if you're Brendan Sorsby, you know with just under 7 minutes left in the game, you're going for it on any 4th and short. And so you don't have to get it all here, but you'd like to obviously make it easier.
On 3rd and 9, pass complete to the tight end. Great stiff arm to pick up the first down. That was Derrick Henry quality, but it's going to be marked short of the first down. Man, he put Travis Hunter on a little flight there with that straight arm.
I thought he got past the first down on first.
That's what I thought.
But it's, as you said, I mean, that's just strength.
Yeah. Yeah, Royer lifts weights too.
Yeah, he does. He's an NFL tight end, but this is the biggest 4th down of the game.
Trying to keep their hopes alive. They're going to keep it on the ground, and Kiner picks up the first down with maybe a foot to spare. The clock running with 6:10 to go in the football game. Let's take a look at Travis Hunter after the play. Yeah, I love that. That's competition right there. That is the essence of competition.
That's on the 113th play of the game, too.
5:42 to go. Timeout called by Colorado. That's their final timeout. They're in command right now, up a couple of touchdowns with 5:41 to go.
After further review, the ruling on the field is confirmed. First down, Cincinnati. Colorado's taking their final timeout and has no more challenges for the rest of the game.
And welcome back to Boulder, Colorado. 5:41 to go. During the break, they reviewed the last call and checked the spot of the football. And they have placed it just beyond the 29-yard line. First down for Cincinnati. Colorado is out of timeouts. Cincinnati with its full complement of 3. There's a flag down. Sorsby being chased down, and man, that defensive front has really done a fantastic job over the last several games. B.J. Green with good pressure on Sorsby.
Offense, number 74, 10-yard penalty, first down.
And Warren Sapp is one of the defensive coaches on that Colorado staff. Has done a great job with his analysis and his coaching of the front. Along with Damian Lewis, former 10-year NFL vet as well. There's a look at Coach Sapp. Former University of Miami star. Tell you what, you listen to him and watch him in pregame, and he is the Bundini Brown of hype men amongst coaches. Pass complete at the 25-yard line. Johnson, who has a touchdown tonight, picks up the first down beyond the 43. A 23-yard pickup. Let's listen in on Coach Sapp pregame.
Stop worrying about reaching. Rip. That gets you through. Then you gonna do what you want with his ass. Hit it. There it is. I'm just thinking of yourself. You think it's just what you like. The production is over, fellas.
Thank you. Illegal substitutions. Defense. More than 11 players on the field at snap. Penalties decline. Second down. First down. First down.
Warren Sapp was one of several former NFL people, whether players or coaches, on the Colorado sidelines coaching these players.
And most prominently, the 2 coordinators.
Yes.
Pat Shermer, a longtime NFL coach. Robert Livingston came over from the Cincinnati Bengals. And that pro approach, as they've gotten their feet under them in college, has really shown itself.
It's working. Pass complete to the sidelines at about the 30, caught by Cincinnati's leading receiver on the season, Xavier Henderson, with 4:39 to play, moving expeditiously at this point.
It's Xavier Henderson's first catch of the game.
Wow. They put the straps on him. Taking a shot downfield, incomplete. They overshoot Henderson. He has been surrounded like Pharaoh's army all night. I mean, they have had a bunch of people on him, notably Travis Hunter most of the time.
But DJ McKinney's done a really good job against them. Preston Hodge, and really the coverage in the secondary has prevented the big play. There's really been nothing downfield. It's been all underneath stuff. And the biggest thing that they're doing is, even though they're giving up yardage, they're eating up the clock.
Big 12 contention on the line for both these teams. Downfield, incomplete. Preston Hodge again in on the breakup. The pass intended for Tony Johnson. It's going to set up a 3rd down and 10. You know, one thing that Preston Hodge has is an abundance of athletic talent. Number 24 for the Buffaloes. Amongst being a good player in the secondary, he has a black belt in karate as well. Great all-around athlete. Couple of picks on the season. 3rd and 10 for the Bearcats.
Cincinnati playing this play without Tony Johnson and Xavier Henderson on the field.
They hand it off to their leading rusher, Kiner. Turn the corner, leaps over the defender down to the 5. Shiloh Sanders came in for the hit, and Kiner played peekaboo. He went airborne here.
It's a great call by Scott Satterfield, and Shiloh Sanders barely clips the leg.
Pass, touchdown to the tight end, Royer. There's a flag, though, in the end zone. Let's see if this touchdown stands. There's flags all throughout the end zone.
Offside. Defense number 92. Illegal substitution. The defense for having more than 11 players on the field. Penalties are declined. Result of the play is a touchdown.
So this is going to be down to a 1-score game right now.
Colorado's trying to substitute. Cincinnati goes fast. I mean, it's clearly offside because you got a guy running on the field. They made a play the entire play with 12. They still weren't able to stop him.
And they're going to go for 2, yeah.
Cincinnati going to go for 2, as you said.
Got a funky lineup here. They snapped it to Sorsby. Rolling out, nowhere to throw. And they don't get it. Broken up by Preston Hodge again. And we got another flag down.
Ineligible player downfield. Number 54. Penalties declined. Try was no good.
And that was Cincinnati's first 2-point attempt of the year on that one, on that play. And then the question is, why do you go for 2 in that scenario when if you kick the extra point, you're down 7, and then you could tie it up, send it to overtime? And the thought process is, and analytics would agree with it, the evidence would suggest that the best chance to win the game is to go for 2 and then be able to obviously you have to convert.
Right.
But 2-point conversions are made at under 50%, under a 50% rate nationally. But when you go for it twice, the stats would tell you that you're more likely than not to get at least one of them.
Okay.
We can go through the math of it. But essentially, if you make it a little under 50% of the time,
right,
it's 2 sample sizes of under 50%. So the chances of getting either one ends up being higher than just going for it the one time. So Scott Satterfield playing the numbers, essentially.
I wonder if the law of averages applies to just 2 attempts. Probably not.
No, it doesn't. But the stats would tell you if you do the math, you're probably at like a 70 or 80% chance of making at least one of the 2 attempts.
8-point football game, 3:51 to go. Don't think for a minute that Colorado hasn't forgotten and very much remembers what happened against Stanford here a couple of years ago when they had a commanding lead at halftime and gave it up. 3:51 to play. Arizona attempted an onside kick last week to start the game against the Buffaloes. They kick it to an empty part of the field, and it's retrieved by Colorado. It'll be 1st and 10 from there. 3:50 to go. Hey, up next here on ESPN Sports Center from Los Angeles, Linda Cohn, Stan Verrett. Highlights from a feisty top 15 showdown between Stan's LSU Tigers and Texas A&M. Plus, we'll catch you up on the World Series. Dodgers taking a 2-0 lead. And the latest on who's suiting up Sunday. Injury updates from the NFL. That and more on Sports Center. Stan and Linda right here on ESPN and the ESPN app.
How about the Dodgers up 2-0? The Freddie Freeman home run is going to be something that when I'm 85 years old, if I'm still around, they're going to be replays of that on whatever holograms we have then.
I still remember Kirk Gibson's homer to win it for LA. Downfield, up in the air, and it's caught despite the pass interference. Travis Hunter there on the other end to make the grab. And Hunter asking to come out of the ball game. Arnold defending on this play on an island.
Pass interference. Defense, number 8. Penalties declined.
Had him around the neck.
First down.
Can
Clock will start on my whistle.
If we had two versions of pass interference, like a PI1, a PI2, that would be the PI2, where you get all your money's worth. Yeah. And then Travis Hunter, the concentration still makes the catch.
Man, had him in a chokehold. 1st and 10. Sanders pulls complete. And another first down by Wester. So in 2 plays, they move it all the way down to the 44-yard line, and Hunter taking another snap.
Cincinnati still has all 3 timeouts, so if you can get a first down stop, you can start to use it and maybe try and get the ball back before the 2-minute timeout.
You would think that Colorado's going to be deliberate here and run the play clock all the way down. Travis Hunter tonight with 9 catches for 154 yards and a couple of touchdowns. It must be Saturday. On the run, Augustov, who's done yeoman's work. He has been indefatigable tonight, tireless in his work, and picks up another first down on a 13-yard bully ball run.
Not only is this Augustov doing a great job breaking tackles, but that offensive line, anytime he has been up with people trying to stop him, they have gotten behind him and willed him forward.
Look at the rushing numbers for Colorado. Augustov has 90 yards on the ground, averaging 4.5 yards a carry. Roddy, that's something we did not see from Colorado early in the season when we did their very first game against North Dakota State.
2-minute timeout.
We've hit the 2-minute timeout. Back after miss.
For our salute to service game against the Utah Utes. We will also be celebrating David and
Their running game's been the thing.
It's been a lot better, yeah. Should have got on the telly and done the math. 50% of the time you make it.
Right in the middle.
Who was?
Dion.
No way. He's sprinting. He can run now. He still run.
Yeah, now he's limping back.
He's been standing over there. It's like he just got off the treadmill. Coach, I mean, he got a towel.
The BC is straight NFL. In the NFL, they show up and just start coaching.
Start coaching. He didn't talk to anybody.
That was Coach Satterfield and his staff pregame watching Coach Sanders run and saying that he's straight NFL. It's like his OC right there, Coach Shermer. And, you know, we've chronicled Coach Sanders' journey going back to his Jackson State time when he was going through the health issue with his foot and the procedures he subsequently had and the subsequent rehab. And he was pushing himself around on a scooter, and last year saw him walking, and now we're watching him run on the sidelines like the Cincinnati coaches were remarking a moment ago.
And just like his progression, this team and offensive line is progressing. You could see him say, run the ball, get the first down.
Augustov falling, tripped up by the 30-yard line on 2nd and 5.
Second charge, time out of the half. Cincinnati, 30 seconds.
I wonder if the right foot of Shador didn't get him.
Is that what it was?
I'm giving Augustov credit.
Yeah.
Saying it sounds better than the turf monster.
Oh, you're a running back, so you got sympathy. You have empathy
standing up for my guy. Look at that right foot.
Oh yeah, blame it on the quarterback.
On the quarterback. Yep. Get your feet out of there, quarterback. Got to stick up for my backs.
3rd and 9 coming up.
And from here, it's not a chip shot field goal to put the game out of reach for Alejandro Mata. So if you're able to stop Colorado here, you're Cincinnati, you're still in this thing.
What are you thinking in terms of a play call? They've been very intentional about keeping it on the ground. But
if I was a gambling man, I think Colorado puts the ball in Shador's hands.
Okay.
I think they let him throw the ball.
Remember, that's what's on the line. With a win tonight, Colorado becomes bowl eligible for the first time since 2016. And not completely, but it would partially signal a major transformation. Sanders off the fake, downfield, incomplete, no flag on the play, intended for Horn. Peak defending. And it's 4th down. In comes the field goal unit. And as you mentioned earlier, Roddy, you alluded to the fact that this is not going to be a chip shot, maybe 46 yards, 47. And you can hear his walk-up music that's requested on the regular. Daddy Yankee playing on the PA system for Alejandro Mata. To help put the game on ice. Right between the pipes. Young man that's been with Coach Deion Sanders going back to his time at Jackson State. The Big 12 Special Teams Player of the Week on the JOB tonight.
If it had been from 47.5, I don't know if it makes it, but it wasn't. It had just enough to get over the crossbar. And Alejandro Mata all but ends this game.
Increases the lead to 11 with 1:39 to go.
You were remarking just a second ago about how impressive this win is. Last week, I thought was Colorado's most impressive win to date.
More impressive than this one?
I was going to say, I think today surpasses. Cincinnati's a better team than Arizona. That game was on the road, but their ability to come out and really start fast and make Cincinnati chase the game and make a Cincinnati defense that was number 1 in the conference in scoring defense and conference play, make them look like they really didn't have very many answers until the second half. That is very impressive.
And they'll get the 1st and 10. Cincinnati from their own 25-yard line, 1:39 to go. So who does Colorado have to root for now with the multitude of tiebreakers out there?
It's a great question. With Texas Tech losing, Colorado has to win out. And then they have to root for the teams that play Kansas State. They have to root for someone to knock off Kansas State and someone to knock off either Iowa State or BYU.
Here's Kiner off the nice screen pass. Brought down at the 47-yard line. We have a flag. I think that we might have a targeting. No, the flag's back at the 30.
Illegal block in the back. Number 53 of the offense. 10-yard penalty. 1st down.
Thought Silman Craig thought he might have something on him there, the way he reacted. Oh, there it is.
On Travis Hunter. Pushing the back. Corey Kiner cuts off of it. It would explain why Travis Hunter was so incensed after the play.
90 seconds to play. The ball back at the 16-yard line. Kiner in the backfield. Pass complete underneath. Out to the 23. Silman Craig makes the tackle on Kiner. 2nd down coming up.
Time out of the half.
And the Bearcats burn their final time out of the half. As Colorado is on the verge of improving to 6-2. It's interesting, Roddy, when I think about Colorado barring a major turnaround here, getting their 6th win, becoming bowl eligible. I think about that Nebraska game where they got dragged. If you're being honest, right? They got dragged. And for them to react the way they have in the wake of that, for their rush game to come around, for the defensive line to really start to play great football, speaks to the ability of the coaching staff to get these guys in the right spots.
Yeah, we often feel like what a team is in week 2 is what they're going to be the entire season. There's no rule against improvement. There's no rule against progression. This Colorado team has improved in a lot of ways.
That's complete. Out to the 34. That's Johnson, who has a touchdown catch tonight for the Bearcats. Third and 1. That pass incomplete. Boy, Travis Hunter just keeps playing, huh? 53 seconds to go.
And they're up 11 in the game, and the guy is going out of his way to make Joe Royer's life miserable. Look at the length, though. That's what makes him elite on the defensive side. It's the ball skills and the length.
6'1", 185. He's very slight looking when you see him up close.
I don't know about that 185. That might be a little generous. A couple cheeseburgers ago.
Offense, number 11. Not all players got set. 5-yard penalty. 4th down.
And that, I believe the clock was running prior to that. So wouldn't that, if it was, it would have warranted a 10-second runoff. I guess it wasn't. It was an incomplete pass prior to that. My apologies.
4th and 6. Pass incomplete. And Colorado will take over on downs, and we've probably seen the last of Travis Hunter for this evening. You know, it was interesting. I watched Brandon Reyes, the athletic strength and conditioning coach, giving him grapes throughout the pregame warm-up. He was carrying around grapes in a bag, and every once in a while he'd give a couple to Travis, and asked him, what's that all about? He said, it's about good carbs and hydration for him.
Did he have one of the palm fronds too to make sure that he was well ventilated?
Hey, if they need somebody for that, then to keep him on the field, yeah. You are looking at the most unique player in college football right now. Travis Hunter getting a lift from his teammates.
I think Colorado fans excited to see him back and healthy. This Colorado team is dangerous. They were able to run the ball more effectively today. The defense has come along. They didn't have the sack numbers that they had in the past. I mean, he's done enough today. Just let him get off the field. We'll carry him off.
Call that man a cab. Travis Hunter, Colorado winning at 34-23 and getting their 6th win of the season. Folks, listen closely. The Colorado Buffaloes are eligible to go to a bowl game for the first time since 2016. Miss Peggy, the night belongs